And we appreciate what you put out on MLB.com recently, a long-term trade extension candidate for each team. And, you know, there are some here that a fan would read and they'd say, yeah, of course. And then there are some that might require a little additional thought. At risk of sounding cliche, I want to start with the Yankees because there are a number of candidates here. Tell us who you've selected as the guy that you think should get the long-term deal with the Yanks.
I actually I'm with Harrison Bader. I think actually Harrison Bader is a perfect fit for them. I think we certainly saw until he came back from his injury what the Yankees center field defense looked like and how different it immediately looked when he got there. He obviously is from the area. He grew up a Yankees fan. I think a full season of him patrolling center field is going to make Yankee fans really, really love him. And I also think his numbers are to the point to where his offensive numbers are good but not great, which is the thing that actually kind of helps an extension idea because I think it makes him an easier candidate. He's going to want to be there. They're going to want him in center field. I think it makes a lot of sense. And obviously with the postseason, that was a big deal too.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. That's a good one. It's a little bit of a shocker. That came out of nowhere at me, but I like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Matt, what you got? What's next?
Well, I think with some of the common threads here are, you're looking at guys that are younger players with some big years in front of them as opposed to paying for the back of the baseball card. And you have identified one in South Florida. An organization that boasts this great pitching depth. Sandy Alcantara might have been somebody folks would have guessed that you would have advocated for a long-term deal for, but you've chosen Jazz Chisholm Jr. Tell us why.
Yeah, I think it was almost forgotten because I think some of the injury issues he had last year, how terrific and exciting of a player that he was. Never minding his name is Jazz, which is awesome. But this is a franchise that really has had a hard time, particularly in recent years, getting consistent bats in the lineup. Chisholm is an exciting player. He's the type of guy you build around, and he's something that is in very short supply in Miami. So I agree with Alcantara. I feel like that's a tough case for Alcantara. If I'm Sandy Alcantara, I hold off on doing too much of that. Chisholm's a little younger. There's a lot of time ahead of him. He really feels like a guy. If the Marlins are going to be the contender that they claim they want to be the next 2 years, Chisholm sure looks like a guy they need to wrap up.
I hope they give him a chance to play shortstop. I know they got him dialed in at second and all that, but I like that. Let him go play short. Lock him up, play short.
I would let him do whatever he wants with that, because honestly, there's electricity to him when he plays that, frankly, the Marlins just haven't had in a long time. And this is what you want from the Marlins. You want to have a star that excites fans. I think he could be that guy.
Multiple stars that excite fans in Toronto, many of them homegrown. Who's the guy that you think gets the long-term deal?
Yeah, I think it's obviously Vlad Jr. is the guy you're looking at here. And what's interesting, he's a free agent after the 2025 season. The Blue Jays were interesting last year. They obviously have committed to try to be big contenders, and they made the playoffs last year. But the whole vibe felt like a little off for most of last year. I think Vlad was a part of that. I think after that, what would have been an MVP season any other year other than the Ohtani year, I think he kind of took a little bit of a step back last year. It's still worth reminding he is still incredibly young. He is younger than Adley Rutschman. I feel like that's forgotten all the time how young Vlad Jr. is. It feels like the whole direction of this franchise really reflects on whether they're going to be able to hold on for Vlad Jr. because if he ever hits free agency, which is only after 2025, which is frighteningly soon, I think that obviously he's going to be a big bet that everyone's going to want.
Will, congrats once again on the Georgia Bulldogs National Championship. Thanks for being with us. You can read Will's full piece, one long-term deal extension candidate for all 30 teams at MLB.com. Will Leitch. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on with us.
As always, thank you, sir.